Hey guys, it's your boy Damon. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys more in depth the Misfortune deck that I uploaded. It should be somewhere there, featuring Misfortune, Lucian, and Ruin Runner, and everything else is just supplementary to what they do and what we're trying to achieve with the deck. I was playtesting Mastery with Ruin Runner before, but I ran into some issues where she would usually be stuck at a battlefield, and I want to have the ability to move her. Purple allows us to do that, as well as Misfortune. If you didn't know, Misfortune, Exhauster, give a unit ganking this turn, so we can always move our units between battlefields. As well as the Chosen Champion, Misfortune, Buccaneer. You may play me to an open battlefield, and friendly units may be played to open battlefields. So because of these factors, I have chosen to use Misfortune for the Rune Runner shenanigans, right? So this video is just to go a little bit in depth on the card choices and why they work and what the deck is trying to do and how it wins, essentially. So moving on from the Chosen Champion and Legend, we are playing some consistency cards. We are playing Call Shot, which allows you to look at the top two cards of your main deck, draw one and recycle the other. Can be repeated for additional purple power costs. So just added consistency to the regular stack deck that we all know and love as the best card in purple. Right, so 3 of those is to go with the 2 Call Shots. We are opting to play 1 bullet time just to have it in the deck in case, depending on matchups, we want to always know that we have it in deck and there's the ability to get it when we do need it. As well as 3 Punch First, new card out of Spiritforged, one of the best cards in orange, in my opinion. Giving a unit +5 might this turn, it's action, so helps us with the ability to either hold or attack and conquer with one of our units, most times Rune Runner. So we'll try to use it on Rune Runner as much as possible, since she can't really be targeted or chosen by enemy abilities. It makes a lot of cards that our opponents play not that good and practically useless against her. They usually have to get over her with force, which is why we opt to play stuff like Fight or Flight, Rebuke, Ride the Wind, all cards from Origins, newly added, Hard Bargain, just a one-of, just in case we do queue into a spell heavy deck, we want to make sure we have an answer to the bigger spells, Imperial Decree, Singularity, Icathian Reign, that sort of thing, as well as Unyielding Spirit, as we mentioned, those cards as well from Origins. Newly added is Spirit Wheel, which allows us to choose a friendly unit. You may pay, when you choose a friendly unit, you may pay 1 and exhaust this to draw 1. I haven't seen much people using this card, but I mean, Misfortune allows us to choose a unit every turn, so we're almost guaranteed to draw a card. So which is why we opted to play like one of in some of these cards to have the ability to see them, because we do have a lot of draw power with Spirit Wheel, which is actually our only 2-drop in the deck. We're also playing Bone Shiver and Edge of Night. Bone Shiver allows us to channel 1 rune exhausted when we conquer, as well as Edge of Night allows us to gain 2 might, and it can be hidden to a battlefield you control and equip it. So these 2 gears are what I think would be best. I did look at some things with regards to Doran's Blade being a 2-drop, but the more I've played this deck, the more I've realized that it's more of a going second deck. So we opt to play second, so we can play Lucian, we can play Bone Shiver, we can even play First Mate if this is the only unit we have, or Fiora. So it's more of a going second deck than anything else, and we slowly swing control of the game back into our favor. Right, as you mentioned, First Mates, ready another unit. It's more so that we can abuse Lucian's ability, where the first time he conquers each turn, ready him. So he will go into a battlefield, conquer, ready himself, MF will give him ganking, go across the other battlefield, conquer, and then we can play first mate to bring him back to base, so we can repeat that process all over again without risking losing our units that have the equipments attached to them. Not so much really for Ruin Runner, but it's more so to ensure that Lucian can get double conquers with Bone Shiver, which allows us to ramp insanely fast. There are times where you're maxed out on runes because you're scoring so much, or you have multiple Bone Shivers attached to Lucian. You conquer twice, that's 4 runes you're channeling exhausted. It's pretty insane, which also comes in really good with bullet time, where bullet time is not really loss to put back 5 or 6 runes to kill units, which is really good. And the bread and butter of the deck, Ruin Runner. I actually, this card is what made me want to play this deck. Try to build a deck around Ruin Runner. A lot of cards that people play in the decks, especially purple, blue, red, can't answer this card, and so it makes at least a third of the deck useless against you, and which is why it's like the backbone of the deck, I would say. Well, the higher backbone, Lucian would be the early game abuser, and Ruin Runner will basically be the game closer. If they do happen to get rid of Lucian, you play Ruin Runner, you attach all the gear to Ruin Runner, and then you just close out the game from there, because they won't be able to hold the battlefield or attack into a battlefield you control, because Ruin Runner will just get ganking and come across. The last unit in the deck, Fiora, new champion unit from Spiritforged as well. When I attack or defend on one, double my might this combat. This also works with equipment as well. So if she has Bone Shiver equipped, she'll be 5. She'll trigger when she attacks or defends, and she'll go up to 10. Also works with Edge of Night as well. If she's defending, you can have a defend trigger happen and react with Edge of Night, so she'll go up to 10. Edge of Night will resolve first, go to 5, and then her ability will resolve after, take it to 10. Right? So that's closing out the main cards of the deck. The battlefields that we're playing, we tend to use Back Alley Bar, a more neutral but somewhat more beneficial to you in case the opponent also gets this battlefield, because we have ganking, so we'll tend to usually conquer this first and then gank across to get the extra +1. Because we play so many equipments, we opt for Orn's Forge when we're going first, to give us the ability to play some of our gear easily, as they are quite expensive at 3 energy per gear. This one can be hidden, which recycles 1. We often do that unless we have the energy to spare, where we just equip it one time. And in a game where, you know, your opponent's going first, you just use paper tree, you care to ramp more than they do, and this is neutral, so both of you guys channel exhausted. But when they channel exhausted on their turn, when they hold, when they pass you, you have it available, which is much more beneficial for you. We opted for a 6/6 rune split, as we do have a few purple cards that recycle, but we also have orange gear that recycles quite often, repeatedly, and punch first. I don't think I really need to make any changes here. The side deck, we have a few extra copies of some cards and some one-ofs, just in case we queue into certain decks. Decks with that swarm with units, we're looking at Victor, Azir, those type of decks. We'll put in extra bullet time, maybe take out Unyielding Spirit. Decks that have spells that we want to get rid of, we could always take out Unyielding Spirit if it isn't damaging spells, or if it is, we'll put in another Unyielding Spirit and take out bullet time, maybe switcheroo. These 3 cards are the flex spots in the deck that you will rotate out based on the matchup that you're playing against. Last Rites also comes up really good, where you can get or recycle back your units like Lucian, Fiora, First Mate even, because you could recycle First Mate, play First Mate, ready another unit, come back. That's an insane interaction that a lot of people have not even thought about as yet. You play Action 2 for Action because gear is pretty prominent. in the format, and we would like to steal some gear now and again. Primal strength in case your opponent has a lot of big units. You'll have to play this as well with free punch boost to make sure you can overcome their units too. So that's really it about the deck today, guys. I'm gonna be uploading more content soon on the deck. I'm looking to do like a play-by-play of some recordings that I have of matches that I've played, so you guys could see what are my thoughts while I'm playing and the lines and why I chose those lines. So essentially you'll understand a little bit more on how to play the deck. In the meantime, you guys can check out the video that I mentioned earlier to just do a quick run through, see how it performs against certain matchups. I hope to see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it wasn't too long. I know I probably rambled a bit, but now starting to create some content, so hope you guys bear with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.